This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.
Ever wonder about the stories of the women around you?
We wanted to create an intentional space for women to share the wisdom they have gained through life experiences.
Tune in to be in awe of some of the Wonder Women in our midst. Wondering Women on OAR FM Dunedin.
Kia ora listeners, you are tuning in to Wondering Women on OAR FM Dunedin. I'm your host today, Emma Hamilton, and I'm super excited to have our special guest Ilana back on the show. She was on a previous episode where we chatted about her hula hooping and her flow arts, and just her travels that she's been on living her nomadic life recently. And another big thing it seems like Ilana has been up to alongside all of that has been making jewelry. And so super excited today to talk about that with Ilana and her small business, Circadian Rhythm. So welcome back, Ilana.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
And I should also mention, I am actually wearing your necklace at the moment, the beautiful labradorite necklace you made. And I love it. I didn't just throw it on because I knew I would be talking to you today. I genuinely wear it most days, and I get so many compliments on it. And I always am sure to direct them to your page. And I can see you were wearing a lovely one too.
Yeah, I've got a little Larimar macrame choker on at the moment.
And it's the little it's like a little mermaid tail. Is that part of it or a separate piece?
Separate. Okay. Yeah, one of my other friends made this one.
Oh, they're beautiful together. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love them. They're like what I wear every single day.
And then I noticed you have some, are those shells on your earrings or what? No, they're not.
No, I've got some little Larimar earrings to match my necklace.
Wow.
So these are sterling silver. Yeah.
That you made as well. Wow.
Yeah.
So cool. I guess we can just get right into it. If people want to know, Ilana, you grew up in Otipoti, Dunedin, and anything else you briefly want to share to introduce yourself today with the listeners or direct them back to last episode?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I guess I could start with the origin of circadian rhythm. So I started circadian rhythm, I think it was in the second lockdown. So I was in my third year of my degree, so studying physio. And I remember that my friend had this macrame choker. And I just was like, I just want to see if I can try and make one because I really liked it. And I got some really poor quality string because I didn't know what I was meant to use, and started and just completely gave up. I think I tried 3 or 4 times and I just couldn't get it. I was watching YouTube tutorials on it, could not get it. And then I think I tried it again maybe a few months later with a different project, and all of a sudden I got it, and it was it was amazing. And then from there I just started to make quite a lot of jewelry, and I was like, I have quite a lot of jewelry, I don't really know what to do with this. And so I ended up starting to sell some of it, and that was funny because I was a little bit afraid to start my own business, right? So I asked my friend, because the same friend that was wearing the choker, she's an amazing artist. She's really good at sketching. And I asked her would you like to maybe start up a small thing together, just an Instagram page, and we can try and sell some of our art and just see if it goes anywhere. And we started, and it was really funny because it was we were a week or 2 weeks in, and I was having all of these ideas, and she all of a sudden was like, you know what, I think this is your thing. And then she was just I think you should do this, because I think you just needed the confidence to like start the page, and that's what I was there for. And yeah, and then so I started doing it on my own and building it from there, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago now. So yeah,
That's
that was kind of the
kind of the
sorry, you go.
origin of circadian rhythm. That's cool.
Yeah, it's how it all started.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
Yeah.
That's funny that your friend was like, "Oh, I think this is you should embark on this." But always helps to have those people that, whether or not they're super engaged, to have people to collaborate with. I think, especially in those early stages, or if you're trying something new.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wouldn't have started it if it wasn't for her, because like I think I just needed that extra little bit of like confidence that this was something that I could do if I wanted to. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering, you mentioned you at that time you just had like so many ideas for, was it like what you wanted to create, or where you saw circadian rhythm going, or both?
It was both. So like especially with like the brand, like building up a bit of a brand name, I guess, and I still have so many of those ideas that I want to execute, but I want circadian rhythm to be mainly jewelry based, but also have like I really love design, like drawing, especially like digital drawing on my iPad and things, and like it'd be so cool to add like cool hand drawn stickers into packages and things like that. And I ended up completely redesigning my logo to something that I had drawn just out of my own head. I was using kind of like a Canva pre-made like logo, and it just really wasn't vibing with it. So I decided to just draw one myself. And yeah, it's one that I think I will keep for a long time.
Oh, sweet. And I think if I'm remembering, if my memory is correct, when I got this necklace from you, it came in, I remember a cute little bag and maybe a little piece of paper with that logo, and maybe made by Ilana. Do you make bags as well?
Yeah. So I also really love to sew, and I ended up just buying, you can just use like recycled fabric from op shops and things like that. And then I use a lot of my offcuts of macrame thread to kind of make the little tie at the top of the bag. So I'm trying to make everything as handmade and like authentic as possible in the packaging as well. Yeah.
Oh, so cool. And I'm wondering too, how do you get inspiration for what kind of jewelry to make, what materials to use? Yeah.
So a lot of my macrame materials will stay the same. I actually get them from another small business in the North Island, rather than buying them from overseas from other suppliers. But a lot of my inspiration I would get, again, like mainly from people off social media. I really enjoy sketching other people's macrame designs and then seeing how they've thought about their design. And then from there, I can kind of like tap into that and make my own designs. It's kind of a really weird way of going about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just like looking at something that someone else has made, or do you like reach out to them and ask them like what was going through your mind when you made this? Or
yeah, I kind of can figure out from the design how they've nodded and like how they've made it. And so sometimes there's like new techniques that I see that they've used that I'm like, oh, I wonder how they did that, and how can I do that, or how can I add that into my designs. So yeah, it's just like how like artists will use different mediums or different paints or stuff or things or different techniques to get certain results, and then seeing if they can apply that to their own style.
Yeah, cool. So macrame is one of your methods, and then you also I've noticed been making a lot of jewelry with silver lately. My understanding with macrame, it's a lot of tying knots, like you said.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's the method and the process like with working with silver?
Yeah, so silver is like a completely different medium altogether. So last year, I ended up doing an introduction to jewelry course at the Otago Polytech.
Mm.
Over winter time, while I was still working, I would do the night classes there. Um, and these are really amazing in terms of teaching how to silversmith. So you end up working with sterling silver and making a ring in one of those classes, which is really cool. And you kind of learn how to solder and just do like the very basic things. And from there, I ended up learning how to set stones by myself. So I ended up buying all the tools that I needed, which did cost me quite a lot of money, to be honest. And then from there, I ended up learning how to set stones and how to make my own type or style of jewelry that I really like.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, a lot of your work has these beautiful stones. Where do you find those, or where do you? Yeah.
Yeah, so that same person that I mentioned up in the North Island, who has a lot of those, the macrame thread also sells stones.
Mm.
But yeah, sometimes they don't have what I need. So that's when I reach out, usually across to Australia. And here, they have a little bit more of a curated type of stone that I like to use. But they are a little bit more expensive, obviously, especially if you're paying for shipping and things like that. But
Right.
yeah, they could be really nice too.
And so my understanding is that you've been busy creating, like all the while you've been traveling.
Yeah.
How's that been going, like being on the move and making jewelry and having your own business?
Yeah, so this was the really interesting part. With macrame, it's so easy because all you need is some scissors, some thread, a stone, and maybe like I use like a cork macrame board to kind of pin my pieces down and knot from there. So that's super easy, right? And you just have some beads with you and all of that. But with silver, I actually ended up finding a way to make jewelry from my van with silver or do silversmithing from my van, which is you need like a pretty unique tailored setup to do this. But I somehow have made it work and yeah, it's going really well. Like I have to use a lot of like battery powered tools and things like that where I don't need to plug in. And pretty much the only thing that I need is a table. But I can mostly do it outside, weather dependent, obviously. But yeah, you got to kind of like watch out for the wind and things like that when you're using a torch. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. That was such a big challenge, though.
How did I'm curious how you figured out your setup. Was it just like trial and error? Or is there someone else you found doing this, or
There was it was kind of I just got like the basic tools that I needed, and then I kind of like figured it out when I like started my journey. I spent a little time just staying at my parents' house, and there I just figured out like what I could do. I kind of just had to trial and error it, I think. But then after that, I ended up finding someone on Instagram from Queenstown who was doing the same thing. And to be fair, she had a much larger van. She had like a Ford Transit, and she was able to do it inside the van. But I could see that she was doing it on benches, just like in parks and stuff, which is so cool. But she had to use like this box to block the wind and things like that, and make sure that she could see what she was doing with the torch. Yeah. And so I obviously asked her like, what's your setup like? Because I'm about to go on this journey and I need to know what I need to do.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool that you found another person kind of doing similar things. Did you bring your Is your van with you in Australia? I wouldn't think so.
No. No. So here in Australia, so I'm backpacking, so I don't have any of my tools with me because it's a really heavy box of tools, and that there's just absolutely no way I'm going to bring that across the ditch unless I was van lifing. But I have to do it the budget way here. But I am looking forward actually to coming back to New Zealand and spending some more time in my van and being able to make some more jewelry from there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Did you end up finding like do you have a preference creating in your van or outside or somewhere else, or?
I really enjoy making macrame in the van. I still would prefer to have an indoor space for my jewelry, for my silversmithing. Yeah, it's just more practical. Just in general.
I think it's incredible that you figured out a way to make it work, though. That's just so cool. We talked a bit about kind of the flow in our last episode in terms of hooping and flow arts, and I'm curious if you feel a flow when you are creating jewelry, if that flow feels different or similar. Anything you want to share about?
Definitely. There's definitely times where I've caught myself like making jewelry for hours on end, without knowing what the time is, or like just knowing what time of the day it is, whatever. But it does feel a little different from hooping, because with hooping you get to a point where your body gets tired and then you can't actually do any more. And then with jewelry, there's not really like an end point. You can just keep going with it if you want to, unless you're like, until you've had enough, you know? So sometimes I'll find myself actually working like a full 8-hour day on my jewelry, and it's fine. That's what it's what I have energy for. Yeah.
You don't get any fatigue in your hands or anything?
No, it's not yet. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hope not. Yeah. Wow. I'm wondering if, just circling back to being a small business owner, if you're able to share, like, are there any other challenges besides, like, I don't know, figuring out the logistics to actually make the things you want to make while you're traveling, or any other challenges you're willing to share about owning a business, or anything too that you've found like you really thrive at and that come easy to you about?
Absolutely. I think the main thing that I really struggled with when I was in the van is that not having an address to send materials to was really tricky. Like I ended up, for anyone who is deciding to do van life, this is useful information. You can use the NZ post office as your address. So that's what I ended up having to do. They just give you like a special number, and then you can get, as long as the packages are sent with NZ Post, you can get them sent to the NZ Post address. So that was really handy, like especially when I was up in Golden Bay. And I ended up just using like the Takaka post office for all of my like silver that I needed to get delivered, or any tools or materials that I needed. And then the other thing was like commissions. I actually ended up having to take a break from commissions at one point because I was really struggling with like how specific people were being with what they wanted. Like, I understand that you want a piece that's like really special to you and exactly what you want. But I also really struggle at the same time because it kind of limits my creativity. Because sometimes I see this potential in a piece that I'm making, and if I can't actually tap into that and use that idea that I have, then I just feel really sad. And I don't want to make the piece anymore. And that I found that really challenging. So I took a break from commissions and just focused on making exactly what I wanted to make. And that really helped. And then since then, I feel like I've had a lot more energy for commissions, and I've put some like boundaries in. So I get people to, I made like a highlight reel of like things for people need to know about commissions. So like I don't make simple pieces anymore. I make like elaborate pieces. You can give me like some inspo pictures, but I'll never make something that's been made before. So every piece is going to be really unique. Like I'm not going to make some Pinterest picture that someone sent to me, you know. I just really want you to have something special. And then there's just like things like putting a deposit down before we start, so that people can't bail out halfway through, because that's happened before as well, and that's really sad when you put so much time and energy into something and talking to someone, and then they just end up not paying. That's really discouraging.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like setting those boundaries was really key, and like since I've done that, it's been so easy. Like commissions have been so good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's great. And so commissions are one way that you sell and promote your jewelry. What are the other ways that people can look at your jewelry and find it and support you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I make most of my sales through Instagram. Most people will send me a message or pop onto my Etsy page. It's also at Circadian Rhythm on Etsy. Yeah, those are the main two ways. And then markets are the other thing. So you might have potentially seen me at the Te Oraka markets that happen at the uni every now and then. And then just kind of all over the place since I've been traveling. But I find that that's actually the best way of meeting people and getting good sales, much more than being online, because people can see that you're an authentic person, and they love to support you.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great to hear that like in-person promotions are still like quite fruitful, and
I actually get quite a lot of commission requests through markets, because people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, can I see what gemstones you've got? And like, can I pick one? And then maybe you can make something with it." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's any type of jewelry that you've never made before that you would really like to try making, like something that feels really unfamiliar, or if you're feeling really inspired by keeping up with your current macrame and silver jewelry pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I want to get more into brass. And I actually still haven't tried any goldsmithing. I don't know if I would be into it or not. But I would love to have a go at making like a statement brass choker. Because brass obviously is a little bit cheaper than silver. So it's going to be a bit more affordable to make statement pieces, big statement pieces. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. It seems like you're so, I don't know, something that I am learning to admire about you. Just you're willing to try things that are just so unfamiliar to you and really dive into them. It's just so
that's one thing about me is like I'm just jumping into the deep end with so many of these ideas. And I think as an artist, that's kind of what you have to do, because otherwise you're never going to grow and you're never going to expand into new creative zones. So yeah, for anyone listening who's an artist, do the thing.
Yeah.
Just try something new. Yeah. Even if it's scary.
Yeah. And you've clearly found, ways to make it work while you're even traveling or may not have access to your typical resources or support systems. So cool. I maybe just have time for one more quick question. I'm wondering if you have a favorite piece of jewelry that you like to wear. It could be something you've made or something someone else has made for you.
Yeah, well, a lot of the time I wear my own jewelry because people will ask me about it, and then I can just lead them to my page. So I do end up wearing like a lot of my sterling silver rings and my earrings, and necklaces, I will usually go macrame. But I did get given, this is really interesting. I got given a really amazing brass choker by my one of my friends from a festival. And she said she doesn't wear it anymore. And somehow it was another macrame artist that made it. And I don't know who made it, and I want to know. But I've actually fallen in love with that necklace even more than anything I've made. Yeah. So that's like, it's a big statement piece, and it's definitely one that I like to wear when I'm feeling a little bit like I need a little bit of a pep,
Yeah. So you said it's a brass choker piece, right? Okay. Well, if that sounds familiar to anyone, you'll have to reach out. You can find the maker.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Well, Ilana, that is all the time we have today. It was so lovely to chat with you again. This time about your macrame, your silversmithing, your own business, Circadian Rhythm, where you sell your own beautiful jewelry. So thank you so much again for making the time to chat with me from across the dish.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. It's awesome.
And I'll be sure to link how you can find Ilana on social media and see her beautiful work for yourself. So thank you so much again, Ilana, and for you listeners for tuning in to Wondering Woman on OAR FM Dunedin. Stay tuned for future episodes, and until next time, good day.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.